How's everyone doing tonight? Are you guys ready to get batshit crazy? Because we are. We're going to get crazy tonight. Entirely bonkers, as Alice would say. We're going to talk about reality, as Morpheus so tenderly asked Neo, what is real? What constitutes real? Even the word is very elusive, right? Here it is, we have a word for this thing, this very abstract thing, this thing that we interact with in every moment of every day, and yet we almost never talk about it. We only talk about the story and not the thing holding the story. So what is it that makes something real? What is the thing that makes it real? Is it the context that it comes in? Is it the story? Is that what it is? Is it the memory? You have a memory of something, or your friends have a memory of something? Is it our institutions? Government? Authority comes in and says, this is real, makes it real. Now we could break reality even down further, We could say that reality is the connection between the observer and the observed. It's that space. That place where matter meets imagination. Because we only ever experience anything through the window of the mind. It's the only experience we ever have. So this connection between mind and matter is not a connection between thought and substance, but it is more a connection between mind and what matters. Hang with me. Here we are. I told you it was going to get bonkers. I warned you. So you guys ready to get crazy deep tonight? Is this what you want to do? So what I'm pointing to is the fact that most people cannot separate mind from matter. They're forever interlocked. And I'm saying that when you can learn to separate the two and then put them back together in a new way, in that space is where you're going to find what you're looking for. Okay? The mind does not come from the brain. We know this unequivocally. The best thing that we can say scientifically is that the brain is a receiver, like a radio receiver, receiving a transmission. Atlas decided to join the party. That we're receiving a transmission from where? I don't know. Nobody knows. And this isn't woo talk. This is Nobel laureates talking about this. This is not fringe science by any measure. What you need to understand is that consciousness comes before the brain. Consciousness and imagination is the fundamental substrate. It's the floor. The human body and the brain is but an imagined thing, an imagined icon in the realm of the imagination. The human body, with all of its detail and everything that we know about it, is just a thought. Now, this isn't to discount matter, because it's as real as you want to perceive that it is. If you cut yourself, you're going to bleed. If you jump off of a roof, you're going to get hurt, right? You're going to feel it because you're invested in it. You're focused on it. You're just infinity pretending to be you. And just for a moment. Without judgment, without direction, without hope, without fear. You're the one that puts all that on there. The ego puts all that on there. The true you just drifts. The waves come, the waves go. The waves rise and the waves fall. All of reality is merely a dream. A dream within a dream within a dream. We could say it's like a virtual reality. That's a great way to find an analogy. But it's not the thing itself. Because a virtual reality is but an idea within the imagination. The imagination is all powerful. It's limitless. Because it's fractal. And wherever you decide to look, it's going to provide your expectation. Without question. Without limitation. If you're convinced you're going to find dinosaur bones digging into the earth, then that expectation is going to create the dinosaur bones. Which, by the way, is the official Catholic position on dinosaur bones. That God put them there to test our faith. In a way, it's kind of right. First, you imagine it, and then it's experienced. And if you have a lot of fear and doubt going into it, you'll experience the opposite of it. You'll experience the failure that you envision. It's all of our presumptions about the world that keep us imprisoned to it. The presumptions that tomorrow will come. Just that. The presumption that you have to go to work to make money. The presumption that action and reaction work the way that you think that they do. All of our presumptions. Even our presumption that something can be real. Let's say it checks off all the boxes that we'd mentioned earlier. Now, does that make it real? Or is that too just a concept in the realm of the imagination? An imagination that is eternal, ever-present, all-knowing, and embedded in everything. We could call it the ether, but that would just be the materialistic expression of what I'm talking about. Another idea, another concept. And you say, no, what about base reality? There was a Big Bang, there's galaxies and solar systems, and there's an Earth, and we live on this Earth, and there's human beings. All of those things are ideas, are they not? The only thing that you can be sure of is the thing that you're experiencing right now before your eyes. That's the only thing that you can remotely constitute as real. And it's ever changing. It's always moving. Your perception of it is always changing. So wherever we stop to measure it is going to change at the finest levels. So that too, does that make it real? And then don't get me started about matter. Those of you who are following me already understand the general concepts of quantum mechanics and the world of the small, and how everything is made up of molecules and atoms, which really have more space in them than there is actual matter. The best we could say that this table is made up of 99.999% empty space, and that little tiny 0.00001% is just the information required to hold us together. And this is true of everything, including you, including the thing that you call your body. A body that is made of trillions of cells. Which cell are you? Who are you? If we can forget about the idea of an actual earth and an actual place that we call the world we live in, and just analyze just our bodies, right? It feels very real. I touch it. I feel it. My back hurts from earlier, right? It seems very real. But who am I in this body? Am I the whole body? Is that who I am? Because millions and millions and millions of cells fall away from this body every single day, replaced by new ones. What part remains the same? Am I a particular cell? Which one? Am I the information of the mind? Is that who I am? Am I the memories? What about me is real? Am I the atoms? Am I all the atoms working together? Am I the DNA? Is that who I am? The recipe that made me? Is that who I am? All concepts. All matter in the physical world can be broken down to electricity. A spark. We always say we have a spark of an idea, right? I have an idea. Oh, that light bulb goes off, the spark, right? So knowing this, what does this change about your life? This re-examination of who you thought you were. The you, the observer, experiencing the observed. An observed that does not necessarily matter, but more importantly, what matters to you, because you're focused on it. And can you sit in this emptiness of imagination and see that? Can you let go of your story that brought you here? Can you let go of the context of you, even if just for a moment, to say, this is who I am? Let go of that story that I'm hey, how you doing? Tell me about yourself. Well, I'm right? And we go through a list. We go through our story. This is who I am. Is that who you are? Are you the story, the idea of who you are? Are you your accomplishments? Is that who you are? Are you the failures? Is that the thing everyone remembers you for? Who are you? It's kind of flimsy, huh? It's kind of flimsy. And yet, tomorrow will materialize, And you'll go through the same habits that you've always gone through because you forget to dream. And I don't want to turn this into some sort of law of attraction kind of thing, which those things are very real. But they kind of put it in a place of, if you didn't get what you were trying to manifest, then you just weren't trying hard enough kind of vibe. And that's not at all what it is. It's just the ability to see. And that ability to see is like a flower that blooms. You have no control over it. Those of you who are starting to bloom have resonated into this subject, and this video has found you because of it. As many other things have found you since you started to awaken. Miraculous encounters, miraculous synchronicity, because you're ready to hear it. This is why it shows up. It's the vibration you're at, harmonically attracting other vibrations that are in tune with your frequency. The frequency of waking up and remembering who and what you are. And that's what we're talking about. Who are you? There's almost nothing to point to, right? The emptiness itself is who you are. The one observing nothing, pretending to be everything, and pretending to be you. Why? Because it's something to do. In the scope of affinity, it's something to do. The world is a playground, your playground. And there's no beginning and there's no end. Even the idea of death is just an experience because you wanted to have the experience. There's just this. And you guy goes, well, this sucks, Ford. I don't want to be doing this forever. Then try to understand the mechanics of what it is that you're experiencing. First, recognize that who you are is a mind. And you're generating thoughts. Thoughts based on what? Your preoccupation. What are you focused on? What are you preoccupied with? What are you pre-seeing? Preoccupied. Fears, mostly. The future. Regret. The past. What are you focused on? Whatever it is that you're preoccupied with is the fuel that you're giving into the imagination. It's the instructions of what you want to experience. And it will continue to render that experience with more detail and more clarity until you see it. I tell my friends that you shouldn't worry. Worry is like praying for what you don't want. Right? I don't want to worry. So from the world of matter, there is no you in material form, except for the one that you're looking at right now and observing, now that you're paying special attention to it because I'm calling it out for what it is. And we could say this is who we are, temporary. We have to be somewhere, right? We have to take some form to play. There needs to be a point of reference. There needs to be an observer to watch the observed. And that interaction is the play. It's the dance. And we create dreams within dreams within dreams within dreams until we forget that we are the dreamer. And we're creating the dreams with our preoccupation. So change your preoccupation if you want to make your world better. Be preoccupied with things that are great. Be preoccupied with all the things that you feel will complete you. But know that there's nothing that can come from the outside to complete you. In other words, there's nothing that you can imagine to come into your world to complete you. The car won't complete you. The mansion on the beach isn't going to complete you. The perfect spouse isn't going to complete you. Children aren't going to complete you. A rock-solid career isn't going to complete you. The only thing that completes you is recognizing what I'm pointing to and putting that coat on every day and seeing the truth of what I'm talking about. Recognize what you are preoccupied with and change it. Even if it feels phony, it's totally okay. In fact, if you can laugh while you do it, almost daring the imagination to make it happen, it'll probably happen faster. And change your expectation for greatness. Yeah, but if it's always the same thing, same pattern keeps happening to me, keep meeting the same people over and over again, keep getting my heart broken, keep having this situation happen over and over again in my life. It's because you're thinking about it. Change the thing that you're preoccupied with, and you will change your reality. So back to who are you? You don't have a body, but you're pretending to be a body. We could say that this position outside of the body, we could call that the soul. That's who you are. Your culmination of experiences that make you you. Maybe. But can you let go of all of the things that brought you to this show tonight? And just for a moment, it won't be permanent, I promise. But just for a moment, let go of all of the information that brought you to this moment. Let go of the story. Let go of the need for anything at all to be real. It's the need for it to be real is the source of your suffering. Because real things are everlasting. And unfortunately, nothing is everlasting. And so the real fades from your life, and this causes suffering. When in truth, what reality is this fluid dance of possibility. And it forever emotes. You are going to go through the range of emotions just like a sine wave. You're going to be doing this forever. Life is great. Life is not so great. Life is great and not so great. And this is the ride that you're on. Now, Zen is about taking this sine wave and making it very, very, very shallow, right? Not allowing the preoccupation to become the high or the low, but the happy medium. The happy medium. Always grateful for what is. because it's life. What is life? What does that even mean? What is life? If everything is just mind, and I don't really have a body, and I'm just manifesting experiences, what is that? Is that what life is? Here's a deeper question. Does it have to have any continuity at all? In other words, you ever notice when you're dreaming, and shouts to the people in the chat who are lucid dreamers, you know what I'm talking about. But you wake up in a dream, or you notice in the dream that you're doing some kind of crazy thing, I don't know, some kind of crazy shit. And you say to yourself, how did I get into this situation? But you don't. Because it just makes perfect sense at the time. It's only when you're trying to think about your dream later on that you're like, what was I doing? Why was I on a roller coaster being chased by a monster? What was that about? Why was that normal? What if life is like that? And our challenges each day that we find ourselves in have no continuity at all to yesterday's life experience. And I say yesterday in quotations. What is yesterday? What is time in the realm of the imagination? What is time? Time is almost cyclical in this place. From this perspective, it's almost begins when an experience begins and ends when the experience ends. Now, what causes an experience to begin and end? Your preoccupation with it. We get bored. And whether we shift our focus in what we call the material world, or we shift our focus in our mind and drift off thinking about something, we've changed our reality. And make no mistake, whatever you focus on enough will persist and become reality for you. Because you are the one. You already are Neo. I think a lot of people, when they start waking up, I see people bitching all the time how non-duality failed them. Whatever. It's because you have an expectation that you're going to kill your ego one day. Well, one day you're just going to kill your ego, and you're going to be like Neo, and you'll be able to fly, and you'll be able to make things happen, and you'll be able to stop bullets and bend all crazy, right? And do all kinds of miraculous things, right? That's the fantasy. That's the fantasy of what we call enlightenment or self-realization. And the truth is, there is no killing the ego. There is baptism of the ego. There is this momentary death where you get a glimpse. And in that glimpse, you realize who and what you are. And that's enlightenment. When it shifts from believing the words that I'm telling you, which are all ideas and concepts, no more real or less real than what you perceive to be reality. Doing lots of quotations in this particular one. But enlightenment is so much more subtle than that. I'm not saying that there isn't a possibility of manifesting a life of being Neo, of being the one with all these special properties. Maybe this is something I haven't been able to achieve yet. But I can tell you that the experience of self-realization, there aren't words to describe it really, other than the knowing changes your life in ways you can't imagine. Because you live by it from that point. It doesn't mean you don't forget. I forget all the time. It happens. But very quickly do I snap myself out of it. The minute there is any kind of suffering as a result of my mind, like that, I'm back in the present moment. And when you can be that way, when you can recognize what you are preoccupied with, because you now have a better control, I don't want to say control over the mind, but a better way of managing the mind. You can recognize that the things that you're preoccupied with are the things that are causing the suffering. And you can change what you're preoccupied with because you're aware of it. No matter what's going on, as my friend Jeff says, you gotta Neville that shit. No matter how bad it looks, there is a way to look at it that it's all going to work out just fine. And if you preoccupy yourself with that, then that is what's going to unfold. But it's being able to catch yourself. And I'm sorry to say that for many of you, that is going to come slow. It came slow for me. Even though it requires no time at all to awaken in you, to blossom in you, apparently there is the experience of it taking time to blossom. Now, many of you probably get glimpses. You know what I'm talking about. You get these little glimpses of what I'm talking about, which is why I say this conversation resonates with you. But you get glimpses. I lost my train of thought. I got preoccupied with the members of the chat. I accidentally sent this for unlisted, so I don't have a huge giant crowd in here today. What do we have? 21. We're down about 100. Oops. It's okay. But what enlightenment really is very subtle changes in experience and in philosophy and in feeling, recognizing your feelings. Like I said, the feelings come and go. They're just going to emote. That's what emotions are. They just vibratory emotings. And those vibrations are low vibrations, bringing you down, and some of them are high vibrations, bringing you up. And the emotions are just emoting. And as the emoting arises in you, your interpretation of that emoting, you apply ideas to it. You look for the cause of the emoting, so you can get away with it. It's a perfectly respectable thing to think about. But recognize there aren't causes other than it's just what's arising. And the more you can detach yourself from that arising, you can manage what you're preoccupied with. And from there, you get what Zen masters say is like living 3 feet off the ground. And what they mean by that is because you're able to manage your preoccupation, the imagination only reflects back to you what you're preoccupied with. And it's also reflecting your shadow as well, which is why you want to work on your shadow self. Recognize the shadow within you, what it is, who it pretends to be, and how it expresses itself in your life. But when you manage those things and you get to this place, you are putting out the vibrations that you're going to receive through management of thought and emotion. You can't stop the emoting. The emoting is going to happen, and you can't stop the emotions from becoming thoughts. That's just going to happen too. You recognize this when you're meditating, right? When's it just going to stop? It doesn't. That's what you're supposed to see. But with this gnosis and with this philosophy, things change in your life, and you're able to recognize the space between the things. Life becomes smooth. You've smoothed out your vibration through Zen. And you're living 3 feet off the ground, meaning you're floating downstream. And through experience, I can tell you it's miraculous. You're just doing the things that you love to do, and everything you want and need is just miraculously coming to you through, you have a thought about what you need, and then a friend will go, hey, I know a guy who needs this, and the next thing you know, you have the thing without even really any effort at all. It just comes to you. And it feels like you're floating in life. Everything just feels easy, like you're on It's a Small World in Disney World or something like that. It's just a nice, easy boat ride through life. And this is enlightenment. This is the gift. Not stopping bullets, not flying, although that'd be very cool. I'm with you. It'd be very cool. But when you experience this, the floating of 3 feet off the ground, when you experience that, you will laugh yourself silly at night. Because it's the greatest thing in the world. And you realize that you're already in heaven. Hell is the ideas that you've burdened yourself with. That's hell. When you rise above the ideas that become your reality, you are in heaven. All right. That's all I have for you guys. I hope it was juicy and delicious. Anybody's talking here? Oh, we got more people in here. You guys have any questions? Anybody got anything you want me to talk about? Nice to see everybody here tonight. The few of you who got on here. It's awesome. Well, if there's no questions, I will just go ahead and end it here. If you guys don't have anything. And it looks like not. So thanks very much for showing up. I hope this was informative and helpful. I hope this added to your bubble of imagination. I hope you've considered this as a possibility of something that is real, that you can integrate into your life as real, and watch it change your life. Thanks very much for showing up. I appreciate and love you guys very much. Take care. Bye-bye.